Hello and welcome back to Sandra is Book, where we talk all things book and bookish related. Today we're going to talk about my top 5 favorite books of 2022, and I'm also going to have a few honorable mentions at the very end of the video, so make sure to stick around. Without further ado, let's get started. I think I'm gonna go in order of when I read them throughout the year. So the first book is Writers and Lovers by Lily King. So I knew I would enjoy this book, and I love this book so much. I actually didn't tab it yet, but I have highlighted and underlined a lot of things, so I actually need to still tab it. But this book was so good, so amazing. I love books about writers. I know for most people it's insufferable, it's like annoying, etc. But those are my favorite type of books. My favorite type of books are fiction books about writers struggling with art, struggling with life, struggling with money, because I relate to that the most. Honestly, that's why. So it's a like narcissistic thing or a self-absorbed thing, but it's really important for the writer to talk about the writer, even if it's in a fictional setting. I know it's been done and overdone, but there are ways to make it original. There are ways with the language to play with language to make it so beautiful, and that's what this one did to me. It's not just about writing. The main character, Casey, is also going through grief of losing her mother, navigating relationships with herself and towards money. It was really good. So after picking up this book, I swear to God, I went and ordered all of Lily King's book, all of her older and newer books, and I got all 5 of them. So I'm going to be reading those this year. Every time I get a new favorite author, I just get so worried to read their other books, and I get worried to read them all and like have nothing left over. So yeah, this one was honestly sensational. Another new favorite author this year, and it's Alice Oseman. So I read the Heartstopper series and graphic novel series, and it was amazing, beautiful. I cried, I loved, I swooned. This is just a love letter to all the queer kids growing up today, and it's so important. Nick and Charlie and their story and their friends, and it's so much love. Like I could literally cry about it right about now, but I'm just gonna calm down, relax. And yeah, I read all of her stories related to Nick and Charlie. I also obviously watched the Netflix adaptation, and it was just such a beautiful experience. I highly recommend picking this one up. My third favorite book is Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. There's no surprise, this one is actually tabbed. Oh my god, Sally Rooney, I don't care. I know a lot of people don't like her, blah blah, pretentious, blah blah. I love her, and again, she also has introspective main characters that think about art and relationship and sex and writing and etc. Those are the ways where you can sell me any books, okay? So I love this one so much. I only read Normal People before, and I had to take a break before picking this one up because I'm just too scared. And I'm going to read her third novel, Beautiful World, Where Are You, this year, but I'm just worried and scared because I just love her books and I need more and I want more. So yes, I'm one of those people. So yeah, Sally Rooney, again, just solidified my love for her. I obviously watched the adaptation. It's not as good as Normal People. The book and the adaptations are not as good as Normal People, but they're so good as well. The third book I have here is a research book. Can you believe that? And it's The French Riviera, A Literary Guide for Travelers by Ted Jones. This book, I annotated. I read this book like a maniac because I have a book that I'm writing, and it's gonna be published, self-published this year. I'm putting it out there, it's gonna happen. I'm ready to do it, and it's going to be set in the French Riviera. And this book just gave me such a big eye-opener of the French Riviera and its history and its artistic history with all the artists, the writers, the playwrights, the fashion industry. I learned so much, and I ended up picking up even more books after this one. I ended up ordering 30 more books that is set on the French Riviera. I am involved with all this drama between Hemingway, Fitzgerald, etc. I'm obsessed with Edith Wharton, Somerset Maugham, and all those literary figures that we find in the Riviera. And the Riviera is just so rich. If I could live somewhere for a whole summer, it would definitely be the French Riviera. I'm just so obsessed. Like, my obsession is like expanding. My novel has expanded into something totally different and totally beautiful in my opinion, and I just want to do it justice. And this book was really, it was my saving grace. When I read this, I was in such a bad spot. I literally wanted to quit on life and on writing. I mean, not on writing, that's a lie, I would never quit on writing, but I literally just felt so uninspired with my own life, with my decisions, and this reminded me like, hey, listen, you are a writer, you will get there, you need to keep going. You chose this life and it's not gonna be for vain, like things are gonna happen for you, just gotta keep going. And I know it's to do with the French Riviera, but there was so much history, so many people like literally dying at that time in the early 20s because of war, famine, and diseases, and it was just like, life is so short. This reminded me that life is so short, okay? It's short. We need to like do the things that we love. Oh my god, I don't know why, but no one's gonna pick this up, but I loved it, okay? I really loved it. It saved my life. And because of that, I also had to read The Razor's Edge by Somerset Maugham, and honestly, Somerset Maugham became my favorite author after this. He makes me want to go and explore the world. One of his characters I identify so much with that it's actually alarming and scary and freaky, but I'm so glad that everyone's reading this one because of Emma Chamberlain. But honestly, this one is really worth reading. I'm gonna pick up all his other books. He was one of those writers that had a villa and who was very heavily influential in the Riviera, had a lot of parties and get-togethers, and I think like this book has reflections of that without being like 100% reflective. And I think like this story was just I don't know, it just made me, it solidified even more my desire to travel and to continue writing and to choose the path to my life, even if it's unconventional, even if it's, you know, other, at least I stay true and authentic to myself. So those were definitely my top 5 favorite books of 2022. Then I have 2 honorable mentions. I have Adrift, which is a memoir of this lady called Tammy Oldham Ashcraft. Her and her new lover, okay, they are romantically in love, they are really good for each other, etc. What happens is what was supposed to be a nice and easy and beautiful task becomes a nightmare because they become adrift, caught up in the storm. And I don't want to spoil anything. I know there's a movie adaptation, but I don't want to spoil or talk more about this. But this was very eye-opening, okay? This one too was eye-opening with doing what you love, putting yourself out there, inviting in love and chasing, you know, whatever is right for you. This was one of those books as well. I started this year with this book and I was on vacation to Panama and I was reading this on the next to the ocean, and it actually, on the one hand, it made me more afraid of the ocean. I'm not really afraid of the ocean, but yes, I would never want to be like stranded in the ocean or far away from shore. But it also made me want to travel the world on a boat, some weird reason, although like there's a lot of risk involved, you know. I also have the first Bridgerton book, The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. I'm only putting this here because I really love Daphne and Simon's relationship and their quarrel and everything. I really am enjoying Bridgerton a lot, and I love the second season the most, but the book, I love the first book a lot, and I can't wait to continue with the series. I don't know, just something about this that is pretty cool. Although this is not my favorite because of what happened. There's a scene that is like non-consensual in here. I don't care if this is a spoiler or not, but everyone has talked about it. It's a big no. It's a big red flag, and hopefully I won't see any of that coming up in the future books, because this could have been 5 out of 5, but because of that it's a 4 out of 5. I don't care because it's not right. And then for my last honorable mentions, we have 3 dark academia books, okay, and I'm gonna go through them quickly because most of you have heard of these and I really love them. I have Bunny by Mona Awad. It was as strange as everyone else has said, even stranger if anything, and I really loved Mona Awad, my new favorite author as well. I have all her other books. I'm gonna read them. Then I have also The Plot by Jean Hoff Corlitz. This one was so good. If you guys seen my vlog when I read these 2 books together, you would see like my brain and my eyes are like bulging out, and I'm like, wow, amazing. So definitely one of my new favorite authors. Love this dark academia book. I ordered this person's other book as well. Then we have If We Were Villains by El Rio. Oh my god, really love this one as well. Honestly, I couldn't put the dark academia on my favorite books because it's not fair, because dark academia, I think like no matter which one it is always gonna end up being my favorite. That's why I'm only going through these in honorable mentions. If you love Shakespeare and if you studied Shakespeare, you're gonna love this book. I love this book. I studied Shakespeare and I understood almost every reference. And yeah, so these 3 dark academia books are new authors to me and I love them, and I'm gonna read everything by them because I sold my soul to them basically, so I have no other choice. So that was it for my favorite books in 2022. I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. I hope it inspired you to pick up some of these books. I hope that you've read some of these books, and if so, share your thoughts down below. If you're putting a spoiler, put a spoiler warning for other people that are reading the comments. And yeah, what were some of your favorite books of 2022, and what are some books are you really excited to read in 2023? I would love to know. As always, if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. All readers and non-readers are more than welcome on my channel. My goal here is to help inspire you to read more books and to help you find your next favorite book. If I can accomplish that, I'd be more than happy, so please let me know. And as always, I'm gonna go and read more books, and I'll see you on the next book video. Bye!